climbing a big hill in the urban wilderness. Holy crap, my legs hurt.
I'm Erick Baker, and I've lived in Tennessee my entire life. However, for the last decade, touring the world, I've only seen it passing by from a windshield. But finally, Tennessee is calling me back where I belong.
There's a place you've never been. It's right where you want to be.
I want to rediscover how great my home state is, and I want you to come with me.
Uncharted.
On today's episode, I find myself near my hometown of Knoxville, Tennessee. Just 3 miles from downtown, the 1,000 acres of Knoxville's urban wilderness present a unique playground for hikers, mountain bikers, and trail runners alike. I've come to this local playground to face a challenge that is entirely new to me, an adventure race. Now, I'm a competitive man by nature, but as I look over the list of activities planned for the race, I can't help but think, what have I gotten myself into? 5 years ago, I found myself asking that very same question on Valentine's Day. My wife Mandy and I had romantically celebrated our love by sharing the Elvis burrito at one of our favorite Mexican restaurants. We were cruising on Easy Street, as they say. However, later that night, we literally found a bump in the road when Mandy woke me up to say, I'm pregnant. I've never been so scared in all my life. I didn't know the first thing about kids, other than the fact that I still acted like one most of the time. Unexpectedly, I'd signed up for a challenge of royal proportions, even by the king standards. And if I didn't want to get all shook up, I had a lot of work to do. Today, as I lace up my racing shoes, I can only hope that my preparations to become a parent help me in training to be ready for race day. We're at the World's Fair Park in Knoxville, about to kick off the Rev3 Knoxville Kicker Adventure Race. Now, what is an adventure race, you may be asking? Well, we recently caught up with Chris Spiller and found out. What is adventure racing?
Adventure racing it's a type of triathlon, except it deals with the outdoor elements a little bit more and the trail systems. The 3 elements are mountain biking, paddling, and trail running. With one more element that's actually added. Unlike triathlons where you have signs that tell you where to go, you actually have a map which you're reading where to go, and you have to get there to a certain checkpoint via mountain biking, trail running, or paddling. My goal as a race director is to make sure that everybody finishes the event, and it's one that you want to make sure that they finish it, they have a great time when they're doing it, and that they see the beautiful outdoors.
So Chris has set out a pretty tough course for us today, using all the great things that the Knoxville urban wilderness has to offer. And even though it's a little bit chilly this morning, energy's running high as people gather and get ready to race. All right, so we got our contender team right here, Team Sparkle. So you guys gonna win today?
We're gonna win. We're gonna have the most fun.
You get the Team Spirit Award. Yes. The Team Spirit Award. So Keith, I gotta talk to you, man, because you have a fascinating story. You've lost 150 pounds?
About 130. I'm looking to get down probably about 20, 30 more pounds, hit 250. I mean, it's hard. I've had a hard time at it, but I've learned a lot. I've done really good. I've took a couple spills, but nothing bad, and just got back up and keep going. You just gotta keep pushing it and then trying, and if I don't think I can make it, I'll walk around it, and then I'll keep on going.
So the good news is they've allowed me to have a team today, and they're probably going to end up carrying me through this race. So to my left and right, we have Laura Jones, who is a overall hardcore outdoor expert. And then we've got Mr. Jay Ferguson here, who formerly disarmed bombs for a living. Since you guys have done adventure races before, and I'm a newbie, I really want to know, what did you guys do to get ready for the race this morning?
Well, I got up and took my dog on a walk and ate some waffles.
Sounds delicious. What about you, Jay?
I had the typical mad dash morning with the little kids waking up when they shouldn't be. And threw together a quick peanut butter, honey, and banana sandwich. Rolled down the interstate as fast as I could to get here on time.
All right.
So I already got a fast start this morning, so we'll be good to go.
So hopefully that peanut butter and banana will come in handy.
Team.
Bam!
This Knoxville Kicker may really end up kicking my butt, but I really did try to get ready. So we're gonna show you a few things that I did to train and prepare for the event, but first, we're gonna take a look at the urban wilderness. So I'm sitting here with Bill Smith, who's a lands manager for the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency.
You know, we're mandated by law to manage all the wildlife in our state, and that's from bluebirds to black bears.
Okay.
So we manage a variety, and different management areas are focused on certain species. We try to be as diverse as we can. Forks of the River, when we're managing, we manage for doves primarily. But that also attracts people come, they love to see the sunflowers, the birds, or the other wildlife. We're farmers in a sense, but instead of beans and potatoes, our crops are bears and rabbits, you know.
So what would you say is the greatest success of the Forks of the River Wildlife Management Area?
I guess the biggest victory is a unique blend of all the different users that can use a wildlife management area. And then the unique situation of having a greenway, you know, we have an Imes Nature Center next door. So we get such a blend of users.
Views like this, I mean, it's breathtaking. And I mean, I'm seeing a view of the city I've never seen before.
That's right.
And as someone who's lived in this city, to see it in a new way this morning is amazing.
Yeah, and very unique. I mean,
Yeah.
and I think it's land that you didn't necessarily notice and wasn't accessible. And fortunately, it was rugged and it wasn't developed. So it's been here for years and years, and we kind of drive by and look, and we don't pay attention because you're surrounded by it. But when you begin to have access to it, you value it, you want more of it. And so
Absolutely.
for legacy parks, it's really a backdoor way into land conservation and expanding our green space. And it's also very unique in that typically trail systems, you have a large park and you put trails within that park. But we've taken trails and connected parks.
150 years ago, men stood on top of these hills fighting for this land. And now, all those years later, a similar battle continues. A fight to reclaim the land. Like our forefathers and the pioneers of old, you guys have forged through this wilderness and made all of these mountain bike trails and multi-purpose trails.
First and foremost, we dig trail. We are a volunteer organization that wishes to provide trail access.
Trailblazers.
You got it.
How many miles exactly have you guys carved through the urban wilderness?
We have essentially connected over 40 miles of trail here in South Knoxville.
I firmly believe in the old proverb that says, it takes a village to raise a child. But I feel that that's true for more than just raising children. As groups and even as individuals, we have the power to impact the world for better or worse. There are a lot of people who play a part in shaping Annabelle's life and helping my life as a parent. Family, neighbors, friends. I can't meet all of her needs on my own. And the same is true for the urban wilderness.
Well, this is the Morrison Trailblazer.
Yeah? It's like a small bulldozer.
Yeah, it's like a small bulldozer. When you're running it, we call it kind of running the piano because there are all these levers at the front and none of them have labels.
Let's fire this thing up and maybe I can jump on here and cut some trails.
Yeah, probably not.
Are you sure? Well, man, how about you fire it up then and show us how it's done?
We'll do it.
All right.
So we've cut the initial bench cut of the trail. We come through, we cut all the roots so they're excess. We smooth out the tread and we push any excess soil down the hill.
Okay. So let me get in on some of that. I'm just trying to cut this off right here. And one whack.
We'll
Two
give
whacks.
you 2.
Okay. 3 whacks. First, 1 whack. And I'm going to do this in 1 whack. And I'm going to just do this in 1 whack.
There it goes.
Yep, in 1 whack. And then a raking action. Excuse me, Harold. Excuse me. Pardon your pause. Holy moly.
Yeah.
So this is real work.
This is work.
The collaboration between the TWRA, Legacy Parks Foundation, the Appalachian Mountain Bike Club, and local parks and recreation is what provides all of the opportunities within the urban wilderness. You don't have to travel far to find adventure. In fact, sometimes you don't have to travel at all. There's no greater adventure than looking inside yourself and challenging your limits. So I'm here with my man Kenny Reed, and we just finished up my first paddleboard lesson. So tell me, how did I do?
While you weren't my best student, we did get you standing today.
Okay,
I will
right.
say that. Right?
Well, and I'm still dry. If my memory serves me correctly, though, you may have ended up having to change shirts.
Well, yeah. Or I just wanted to take my shirt off and get some sun.
That's
and
right,
like that was a good segue to taking the shirt off.
Yeah, showing off. So Jay and I, we were out there on the river, and we were doing good paddling around, but are we race ready?
You guys did really well. We went through a lot of extra instruction with you, got some good extra paddling techniques that I gave you to help you kind of paddle quicker and more efficiently when you're out there on the water.
We're going to be able to make it to the end of the
You're going to get there and back.
All right. Hey, that's all I need. That's all I need.
Absolutely.
Hey Chris, this is a perfect example of some of just the great design that the Appalachian Mountain Bike Club has done in this trail.
So on this particular obstacle, obviously you see the natural trace would be to hit right in the middle of the plank and to loop around. Similarly, when you're going up the hill, a lot of people, if they're just tunnel vision, they don't see the next rock that's coming up, and they hit the rock, and then they jerk, and they hit another rock, and they don't make it up the hill. But if you're quickly gauging ahead and back, you can see the natural trail that a mountain bike pirate will go up.
So we've just signed in, race day is here. And right now we're just doing some strategy, trying to figure out exactly where all the checkpoints are. We have to do them all in order. So right now we're just trying to get our game plan.
How do you think Erick's going to do?
I'll tell you two things. First time we're out mountain biking. Dude's got skills. He says he runs a lot. I haven't seen him yet, but that's his main thing right now. Then I asked him yesterday if he's tried out his new Hokas yet. He said, in the parking lot. I was like, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Never come with brand new shoes. Last night I went into the backyard and rubbed dirt on them, so they look way faster when they're dirty.
Really, since the beginning, this has been nothing but fun, so it's really all that matters.
Which I think we'll have plenty of.
Count of three. 1, 2, 3. BAM! There's Jay up the front. We're in first place already. First.
3, 2, 1.
There we go. All right, high fives. High fives. There's some team high fives. The start has already, the race has already started. The starting bells are ringing across the sky. And now we're just waiting for our turn to run up to the top of somewhere. I'm really not sure just yet. The orienteering is something that I'm not the best, so hopefully I'm not going to be the one who gets lost. So, so we're super excited. Patience is the art to adventure racing. Patience in your weakest teammate.
It's all about this right here, baby.
See you at the finish line. We're here at checkpoint 2. We gotta get a selfie with your that camera.
Side pocket. So Eric, how did the first mountain bike leg?
It's all right. I'm a little winded, but I'm doing all right. All right. So
got a little burn?
We haven't gotten on the trail yet, so feeling good. I'm just trying to keep up with you guys.
biking.
Team Sparkle, how you girls doing?
Sparkle's transition 1.
How you feel so far?
Fabulous.
Yes?
Yep.
What's been the hardest part so far?
Finding checkpoint 1. Then we were on a roll.
All right, all right. All right, so we've just biked over to the quarry, depending on where you're from. How's it going? How are you guys feeling?
Awesome.
I did my best to keep up. I did pretty good. Feeling good, already breaking a sweat. I've already burned some calories.
Go get him,
See you in a
guys.
bit.
Go get him.
Ciao for now. All right, that was checkpoint 5, right?
That's 6.
6.
On to 7.
On our way. On down the trail. Team. Woo!
Do it, buddy.
All right. We are in the middle of the urban wilderness, and behind me is Mead's Quarry. It's a beautiful view. We've got people paddleboarding down here. The road up here was difficult. Okay, so we have officially... Okay. So we have officially hit a really crappy part of the race. Climbing a big hill in the urban wilderness. Holy crap, my legs hurt. The team has been doing great. As I feared, the most difficult thing that we've faced thus far is the orienteering. And Jay and Laura in much better shape than I am. So taking wrong turns and looping back around is a lot easier for them than it is for me. So are you guys ready? All right, we're gonna head on down the trail. Keith, how's it going, man?
Doing great. I rode further than I did last time.
Right on.
You're racing now, baby. You got the blood flowing.
Oh, it's all over.
Let's have a look.
All over.
Oh, battle
That's racing.
scars.
Slipping off pedals.
Yeah?
Hitting trees.
Right on, man. I think I'm breathing harder than you are, though.
I'm feeling pretty good still.
Right on.
Yeah.
While the team and I continue to knock out checkpoints, let's roll over to Billy Lushbrand and take a closer look at another Uncharted sport.
I started land paddling back in the summer of 2011. I was big in the surfing scene back then. I loved the actual longboarding, but at that time I was really trying to look for something different, something unique that would intrigue people that weren't into that industry and into the surf culture and the skate culture. So I initially started off with a little small, narrow longboard, and I had a stick that I was kind of paddling around, just in a normal kind of skateboard stance. And the more and more I kept doing, I was like, you know what, not only is this fun, it's a great workout. If I could somehow take this exact concept, create a board that's wide enough and stable enough for the general population to get on it, we could start this whole new concept that everybody could enjoy. So my brother and I, in Nashville, we went to Home Depot, and we spent about $800 in tools and wood. We brought it home, and the wives were like, "What are you guys doing?" And so we went to work. We cut out our first board, and I was like, you know what? Even though it doesn't look good, it's functional, and if we can make it look better, then we've got something here.
The way that I see it is you're kind of bringing the beach to Tennessee.
And that was our main goal. I'm a beach guy 100%. After living in Knoxville for probably 4 years, I was really just craving that beach culture and that vibe and just in the surf and the sand and everything. We want to show people that any age group, doesn't matter if you're from Ohio, New York, doesn't matter. You don't have to be around the beach. You can come be a part of the brand, kind of be a part of the lifestyle, and come hang out with us, come paddle with us, and just get healthy and get fit and get your paddle on.
With sweat stinging my eyes and a dry mouth full of cotton, I can feel the rhythm of my heartbeat pounding hard at my temples. My left quad muscle is in one giant knot, and I can feel that my calves aren't far behind. As I try to catch my breath, I realize that I'm not even halfway to the finish line yet. To keep my panic and worry at bay, I focus my slightly clouded eyes one step in front of me, and I do my best to avoid the question that's repeating over and over in my mind. What have you gotten yourself into?
Yeah.
How you doing? I'm good, man. All right, it's just, well, it got real a long time ago, I'll be honest. My legs are completely jello right now. I've already taken 3 spills. I saved them pretty good, I guess.
You
Two. What I was doing was exploring. You know, they have a trail, but I'm a trailblazer, so I wanted to see what was off the trail, as they say. But yeah, Knoxville Kicker is kicking my butt.
That's so good.
Let's go, guys. Let's get them. What do you got there? See, this is what we do. We share.
Eat the rest of it.
All right.
Good stuff.
Wafers like you've never had
Smack,
before.
just smack.
You know, out here in the urban wilderness, the animal just comes out in me.
Just smack them.
Let's get it. Watch this. Hold on. Ah. See you guys.
With the finish line still nowhere in sight, somehow I'm beginning to relax. Surprisingly, the further I go, the easier it gets. I don't know if I found a rhythm or if now I just have a better idea of what to expect.
We're getting in the water. It's a cold day for May, so I really hope that we don't tip. So, again, that's why you have experts on your team. They can do the paddling and hopefully keep us afloat as well. Oh! Yeah! Oh,
As I push myself past my limits, I realized that I had no idea what I was capable of. I don't think most of us do. Too often we build low ceilings and high walls around ourselves that keep us from our true potential and purpose. But occasionally, we're lucky enough to find those bumps in the roads that bounce us well beyond who we think we are.
Oh! Land ho!
Careful, yeah.
I did not contribute much at all other than bashing the crap out of my finger. No blood. All right, Keith, how's it going, man?
My legs are cramping. My arms are cramping.
Yes?
But it's going good.
You got a smile on your face.
I do.
Adventure racing, what are your thoughts?
Having a blast.
I actually don't know for sure, but we're seeing a lot of the same familiar faces. So that's kind of the cool thing. You're looking over your shoulders, watching people come in and wondering where they are, but you don't know if they've just done mandatory or if they've done all of the checkpoints. So we're trying to hit every checkpoint that we can. All right, Team Sparkle, coming in. So let me ask you, how was the paddling experience for you?
Fantastic.
I noticed you caught a few winks, a little nap there, didn't you?
Right, absolutely. My game plan was to reserve energy for the end. I'm more here for the mental challenge.
Strong finish, strong finish. All right,
They're the muscle, I'm the brain. So
all right, I love it, I love it. So, just finished canoeing, and now we're headed back to the finish line to wrap up. We've got just under an hour to go to finish the race.
Today, like most days, there will be winners and losers. But to me, it's just being there that matters. Showing up, sticking it out to the finish no matter what. I may be bruised and bloodied, but I'm far from beaten. I signed up for an adventure race and unexpectedly learned about a lot more than just racing along the way.
I liked it a lot. It was our first adventure race and really didn't know what to expect, but it was tons of fun.
So there may or may not have been a gravelly turn with probably 4 or 5 people shouting, "Gravel, slow, be careful," etc. And I just did a little Took a little gung, but it's fun. Yeah, absolutely fun.
I'll be honest with you, feeling great. I did not know what to expect coming out today. You know, we met a couple times with Eric, met Laura for the first time, rode with her for the first time today. I had no idea what to expect. I've done a few long 24 and 30-hour races, and today was my first sprint distance, and I'll tell you, it was a blast.
The Knoxville Kicker may be coming to a close, but the adventure of being a parent has just begun, and that's something worth celebrating. Although tonight, I think I'm gonna pass on the Elvis burrito. I've already had enough adventure for one day. It was an amazing time. We met some amazing people and really got a great idea of what the urban wilderness has to offer and just how many great things are out there in that 1,000 acres. And as you've seen, there's people of all expert levels, so anybody can do it. So I challenge you to go out there and find someplace uncharted. We'll see you next week.
There's a place you've never been. It's right where you want to be. So go find yourself uncharted.